Poo
Good
poo.
morning and welcome to the Real Prosperity Project. My name is Tanisha Teering and this is
It's Charlie Reedman. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Winter was away and now it is back in full force up here in the north. I like counting the months down. Okay, so we're halfway through February, March, April, and I said May because May long weekend we always get snow. For God's sakes.
gross. All right, well, to start this off right, we are the Real Prosperity Project and we are here to talk about real life situations
Like
and
snow.
find the prosperity like snow in the day to day. Find that optimism and to help you foster an abundance of growth and help you find the positive in your day to day so that we can create communities filled with love, happiness, and joy and prosperity. And that's what we're here for. And we're not going to talk about the icky snow because I really only can find one prosperous thing in that is that it will help provide a little bit more water when it melts for these very, very dry conditions up here in the north.
Yeah, 100%. We definitely need the snow. And I whine and cry about it, but I know it's a good thing. I just hate being living in it. That's all. Especially being away for 10 days in a beautiful country with the sunshine and beautiful weather, unplugging. So yeah, here we are. It doesn't even seem like I was gone.
With the no snow, you
Yeah,
just liked your warmth and you'd like to be back there.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
uh,
That's awesome. So, speaking of warmth, I really want to talk to our viewers slash listeners today a little bit about how my last weekend went. I have also been away at a business convention, and I know that doesn't sound exciting to a lot of people, but you haven't experienced a convention like this or in our world. And I'm not going to go into great detail on here yet because there's so many things I need to go through in my notes and come up with some really good topics, but I come out of convention this time. It was the best one yet. And I feel like I say that every year, but it just keeps getting better.
I was just gonna say
Uh,
that. Don't we say that every year?
we had our co-founder come up here from the US and he spoke for 3 hours to us. And the messaging was so different. It was just the energy, the vibe, the messaging was just, it brought me right back to why I resonated with this company to begin with. And I love that we're going back to the beginning because somewhere along the way, sometimes you lose little parts of your integrity, you lose little parts of your mission.
Yeah.
And it was like the great reset. It was so warm and so family and so loving. And it was just like, we were all there to learn how to grow together. It was more like a personal development weekend with a lot of cheering, rah rah, and like celebration of who we are and what we're doing for people. And it warms my heart. It filled my cup. And I encourage all of our listeners to also go fill your cup. No matter what that looks like, go find something that fills your cup
Yeah,
because you need that. You need that.
absolutely. No, that's so amazing. Yeah, I'm really excited for you, Tanisha. You got so many great things going on right now. And, Tanisha has a heart of gold. It's a huge heart, by the way, FYI. And, she's helping not only, people get in a better financial position, but she's helping people try out a new career, right? I mean, I wish I could clone Tanisha. She's a doll to work with. And the cool thing is, we've worked together, what, 4 years together, and she's now my best friend.
Yeah.
So that's, means a lot to me.
I know it's like we have not talked enough in the last 3 weeks, four
I know,
weeks,
right?
4 weeks. We've both been so busy living totally different like lives. Char's been in Costa Rica. I've been helping family. Then I was away at convention. Char is resting from her 2 weeks in
I need
Costa
a vacation for my vacation. Just saying.
Rica.
And
And
that's
here
it.
we are, and we're finally back together, and I'm loving it. I'm
Yeah,
loving it. So
yeah,
this is
exactly.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so what one thing that I was been thinking about this last few days, Tanisha, this came up actually from our trip from Costa Rica with my daughter.
Hmm.
And she's like, you know what? I feel like I want to buy a place in Costa Rica. So we met this wonderful couple in Costa Rica. That's what I love about going there. There's so many amazing people there, and they're all
Yeah.
happy. If that makes you know what I mean? Like, how can you not
Yeah.
be so freaking happy? Just such beautiful people. And Kaylee's an old soul, so she really resonates with more mature people. And she's like, I want to do what they do. So the husband, he has a band. There's then they call them the Three Dudes, and they're amazing. We went and listened to them. But when they perform, they don't take money for themselves. Can you imagine? Now put yourself in this position in retirement that you can go and do something and not be paid for it, but the money that they bring in, they donate to something in the community. They don't donate it all back.
That is so amazing.
Yeah. So that really got her thinking, and like say she's just 26. I want to live in Costa Rica. I want to own a home in Costa Rica. And some of her friends are, kind of like, well, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, well, no, not today. Like right now we're working, but my future,
Yeah.
I want to own a home in Costa Rica. I want my children, my nieces and nephews or grandchildren, I want them to follow me and set a good example. Um, like open their eyes to what's possible. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, my question back to everybody is wherever you are in your age, have you thought about the end game? Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to give back to your community? Do you want to live abroad? Like, what's some of your goals? Like, right now, my goal, I want to build a new deck this summer for Mike because we do a lot of outdoor living and we just don't have the deck. So right now, like that's it doesn't have to be huge. Do you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
really want to do that this summer. I want to build him a really nice, so he can have his outdoor kitchen and blah, blah, blah. But if we don't have those little goals, I don't know if you can finish
Yeah.
my sentence.
Absolutely. So I I'm really glad that you brought that up because at convention this weekend there was a big sense of vision, right? Having that goal, having that vision. What what is the end game? What
Yeah.
is the goal? Where do you see yourself 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, or more,
Yeah.
depending on your age?
Exactly.
Also, I realized that 36 came really fast. And when I was talking to some young adults in their early 20s, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I am talking to a child." Not in a bad way, but I was like, "This person is a child to me." And I'm like, "How did that happen? That you're only 4 years older than my kid." Like, oh my God, I'm 36. It happens fast. So yeah, you do
Yes.
need to have a vision. You need to have that outlook of like, where are you going and how are you going to get there?
Because what
How are you going to
happens,
build that amazing porch for your
because if we're
better
not
half? And
careful, you get caught with your blinders on and you're just living day to day. Pay
yeah,
the bills. Oh my God, do I have enough groceries? Oh my God, don't get me started on the grocery costs. But we get really blinded.
hmm,
And like Tanisha says, we wake up and we're 40, 45, 50, and we're still
so
living
fast.
paycheck to paycheck. So what are you, audience people, what are you doing to make it better so that we only got one chance? One. So,
Hmm.
what are you doing to help yourself? Because if you don't help yourself, you can't help the people around you, right? So, what are you
Exactly.
doing to get yourself out of your rut, out of the hamster wheel? Go out and make some rests. because it is a risk. If you want to go out and start a side gig, that's a risk because it's scary. But
It
what are you
can be.
doing to help you project you to retirement so that you can live in retirement and enjoy it? Because my good God, girls and boys, we work many years
Many.
and then the promised land of retirement. Then we get into retirement and we're like, well, I have no money.
Well, this is such a brilliant topic. All right. I didn't know we were going to go here today, but this is what I'm just feeling called to speak about, and I'm so, so happy about it. This is the 40-40-40 scam.
Mm,
Charlene is nailing it on the head. It is we work 40 hours a week for 40 years to live on 40% of our income.
yeah, who wants to live on 40%? And you can't
Are
even live
you
on
kidding?
100% right now.
You can't. And you know what? This is the thing that comes to the vision, right? This comes down to straight up your vision, what your end game is. Do you want to do that? If and it's totally fine if that's your end game. If you want to sit on the porch of the house that you spent that 40 years paying off, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
I am so happy for you. But some of us really, really especially have big goals.
Yep.
I want to be a CEO in the next 4 years. That is
Yeah.
my goal. I'll just put it out there to the world. That is part of my end game. But my end game is to leave such a huge legacy for my family that the possibilities are endless. That I can build a business that I can pass on to my children.
Yeah.
And then they can work that. And then my grandchildren can work that. And so on and so forth. And build generational wealth.
Hmm.
My end game is a lot bigger than some people's, but you have to have a clear vision of what that is in order to get there.
Well, exactly. And that's, I'm going to go back to like when we go to high school or school.
Hmm.
They, come on, they do not teach us to dream. They smother our dreams.
Yes, they do.
So, you know, if you have kids and you have the ability to do this, freaking look at homeschooling or look at different alternatives because I'll tell you, well, I think I was telling you guys that we have friends in the north here that actually built a school because she worked in the school system and she was tired of it.
Yeah.
And they built a school on their property and
Yeah.
they have people like begging to get into it because it's so successful because she teaches her kids how to think. It's crazy. Like if my kids were still in school at that time, I would be driving them to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
look at your alternatives. Don't just do the do because that's what you're told to do.
Mhm. I read a stat somewhere and I'm just quickly looking it up, so keep talking.
Oh,
But um, there was a stat about the last overhaul of the school system. And it was like, I swear they said something like late 1800s, early 1900s.
mhm.
That was the last actual overhaul of the school system and how we teach. Not what we teach, but how we
How?
teach.
Yeah.
The bell rings in the morning, then we have recess, then we have lunch, like that system doesn't fit with today's minds.
Well, they're preparing everybody to go to a job. Do you ever watch like how do they train a mouse to they train a mouse by the bell. Oh, that means a treat. Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's. I mean, I get it. You have to have systems and stuff in place because you're dealing with a lot of people. But at the same time, if you're different, then you're like, oh, well, you don't fit our system, so you get ousted.
Yeah, I can't find it. I'm not going to spend time Googling, and I'm probably way off on the years, to be honest. It was probably in the 1900s somewhere.
Yeah.
I would reach to say probably like 1940, 1950. is actually more accurate than my last statement, but that's when it was overhauled. And our minds and our like the technology that we have available to us. And I truly, truly believe that children, because of the way we're being raised, we're not being, it's just not the same structure of system anymore. And I really think that our school needs to overhaul that, our school system. Because you look at these brilliant, brilliant minds, they go into kindergarten, there's bright colors, they have imagination, the sky's the limit. My son wants to be a ninja farmer, right?
Very
That's
cool.
pretty cool. That's, that's his imagination. But as kids go through the system, all of a sudden the classroom gets gray. The colors are out.
Mm-hmm.
It's meant, you have the bell and you have to sign in and all of this stuff so that you're getting put into the system and you're being taught how to work for 40 hours a week, 40 years to live off 40% of your income.
Yeah.
You're not taught to think outside the box and keep that creativity and that imagination. And you can literally see at each grade level, the colors get more dull and more dull and more
Mm-hmm.
dull, and they remove the imagination. They tell you you have to fit into this structure. You have to learn pre-calculus in order to do this in life. You freaking don't. You know what my teacher said? My teacher said, you're never going to carry a calculator around in your pocket. What's this?
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Ward, you were wrong. I'm just, if you're listening, Mrs. Ward, you were wrong. Here's my calculator. It follows me everywhere.
Something that you can do to our viewers and listeners is use that calculator and start doodling. Like, what's your, because we're taught, like you say, like we start to shrink our dreams. But what's
Hmm.
really sad is our income shrinks to fit our, how am I supposed to say this? Our dreams shrink to fit our income. So
Hmm.
if you start doodling and using your calculator that we all have, like Tanisha said, I got one too, see? And start doodling it out. Okay, so what would it take? What income does it take to start fitting your dreams back? Like raising our income so that our dreams can actually come to realization and doodle it out. And then, okay, well, what can I do aside from, working my 40-hour work week? What else can I do to create more income?
Hmm.
Because that's what we need. Like, come on, let's be honest. Unless you're okay, this couple I met with, they both have amazing jobs. So they just need a structure on how to make sure that, because the more you make, sometimes the more you spend without any plan, right? I mean, I've been there.
100%.
We were there so many times during our life. We didn't have anybody helping us with the structure of where to put our
Hmm.
money. And then, but what can you do to create more income to help realize those goals,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So up here in Dawson Creek, we have a lot of entrepreneurs, that make products at home and then go out to the little markets. Like, how cool. Oh, when I was in Costa Rica, like there's a job for everybody. It's crazy.
Mm.
So that could be sweeping the sidewalk while the wind is blowing. So funny to watch. Or like, is he actually sweeping? The wind is blowing, but he's sweeping away. And they're so happy. So happy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. But there is a
You know
job
what?
for everybody.
That actually reminds me of the book that I was listening to. I really need to listen to it again. It was called um, Secret to Attracting Money by Joe Vitale. We've
Oh,
talked
yeah.
about this a few
Yeah, we
times.
did.
And he says that everyone has a purpose, A,
Mm-hmm.
and B, everyone has a unique skill, a unique talent, something that they love to do, whether that be cooking or gardening or playing guitar or whatever. Share your gift because people will pay you to share your gift.
Yeah.
So if it is, hey, I learned how to play guitar on YouTube in 20 minutes and now I'm really good at it. If you were to write a book about how you learned how to play guitar in 20 minutes and you put it out there, you could earn an income with your talent, right? If you've been gardening for 5 years and you've found it really relaxing and you love putting your fingers in the dirt and you've learned a few tips and tricks and things, start a YouTube channel on your garden.
It's crazy. I've really taken up into cooking and trying new recipes and learning. And Mike said last night, he's like, "Oh my God, that was so good." I'm like, I really enjoying all of this. And he's like, "Well, you always hated cooking." I'm like, "No, I just hated my situation. I've had to cook."
Mm,
But when I look back in time, I would have loved to have gone and learned how to be a professional chef. But now I'm like, okay, we live in the prime location, even though we're in the middle of nowhere. That comes summertime, we have a campground just 10 minutes from our house. So we get, Thursday night till Sunday is busy. And I'm like, what if I made food and had my little lemonade stand out on my driveway and I could sell food to the passerbyers, right?
yeah.
And then it only takes them a
People
few minutes to
love
come back up.
Yeah. People love farm stands. Actually, I'm going to send you a
Yeah,
whole bunch of information on that because I was actually looking into that. So I will help you.
yeah.
I will help you by sending you the
Now, my
information I
gardening
gathered.
skills are still a work in progress, but my cooking, baking, whatever skills have really gone up. And as I said to my sisters in Costa Rica, I'm like, never trust a skinny chef. Ah, yeah.
Uh,
But
that's
no,
funny.
it's just like, can you take something that you're really enjoying and monetize on it? Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with sharing your gifts with the world, and I encourage all of our listeners to do that. No matter how obscure your gift is
Yeah.
or how normal it may seem, it doesn't matter because you think about that. What is the population of the world, Charlene? I know you're good at these stats and
Oh,
stuff.
it's billions.
Billions,
Yeah.
right? Billion, I don't know the numbers, but there's billions and billions of people. Okay. Do you not think that someone or a couple thousand people want that information too?
Yeah. Well, I
Or
mean,
they
look at
want
us.
what you have,
We're on TikTok every day looking for it from
right?
somebody else.
Exactly. Somebody else is living something that you are living and they want to know about it. Or they
Yeah.
aren't living that, but they want to know what you're doing. So just share your gifts, whether that's be crocheting dishcloths, sell your dishcloths. People
Exactly.
love that shit. Like, just do it.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%.
It's never too late either. It's never too late.
Yeah. 100%. There's, um, I guess you could say sharing is caring.
It is. It really, really is. And share it when you share it from a place of authenticity
Yeah.
and integrity.
Yeah.
Man, oh man, so powerful. So powerful. That was another big message this weekend, actually, was being authentic and holding integrity with what we do. You know, because as leadership in this industry, we have the ability to change the entire industry. We
Hmm.
have the ability to lead and guide and develop the new generation coming up.
Oh, for sure.
And that is a huge privilege. And when we're doing that, we need to lead from a very authentic, integral place so that our next generation is also shining. And I have personally experienced and noticed a shift in my life when I stopped listening to what I should do and I
Yes.
started listening to myself on how I should do it.
Yep. And that's exactly where I'm at. I stopped listening to being told what I should do and how I should do it and when I should do it to like listening to my inner self and being like,
Mhm.
hey, I'm in control of me and I know what I need to do. So it's up to me to do the do. And I can't take the guilt, the shame and guilt, if that makes
You got to
sense.
get rid of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. It's just like
Yeah.
this
Yes. It calms you, it brings you to a
yeah.
place of peace. And all of a sudden, like, so I don't know if anybody's ever had a goal out there that they've chased. It's like a dog chasing the tail, and
Yeah.
you're like, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it, and you never really get it, and you kind of fall over when you do get it, and then you let go of it, you
Yeah.
know? So it's kind of like that is the feeling, right? You're chasing it, you're chasing it, you're chasing it, but you're not attracting it.
And that's huge, Tanisha, because right now, as soon as I finally came to terms and let all whatever it was that was holding me down, and now I'm like, it's coming to me, and it's the craziest thing, like never before, ever. And Bob Proctor always said, and I think I finally took me 10 freaking years to figure it out, but he said, you will, all of a sudden, the money will come and it'll come so hard and fast, like you won't even know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But you have to get to that vibration, right? It is a vibration. We're full of energy. But
Yeah.
if we're so consumed with pleasing others,
Mhm.
our vibration is very low. And I'm a people
Very.
pleaser.
Yeah.
Or I'm not gonna say I'm
You
like totally
have to.
100% not a people pleaser, but I've let go a lot of pleasing of people's that
Yeah.
weren't serving what I need to do.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
that's the thing is like when you stop chasing
The tail.
and you start to just focus on wherever you're going, and this
Yeah.
comes back to the vision, what's the end game? All of a sudden you start attracting.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And it's called perfect timing. That's the only way of describing it is it's perfect timing. Is everything happens in perfect timing. And I also listened to some Bob Proctor. I also understood energy and vibration and I was like, okay, I'm vibrating, I'm but I didn't let go
And he
and
talks about that.
step back
Yeah.
and allow my authenticity to guide me and my integrity.
Yeah.
I just kept listening. Oh, I need to do this. I need to do this. And actually, I got busy and overwhelmed and I got burnt out.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if we're not coming through our vibration, we're like forcing it.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm gonna force it. It doesn't work. Just so you know.
Mm-mm. No, you can't force it. However, I do want to encourage you if you feel like you're hitting your head against a wall and you're not getting anywhere, but you have that goal and that vision and that dream, keep going.
Yeah.
Don't stop. Do
No.
not stop because eventually you're going to knock yourself out and you're going to realize, oh, that's what I had to do.
Yeah,
And then it'll come to
that's
you.
a good point there. Also, maybe take a step back and go, okay, what is it that's holding me back? What are the
Mhm.
factors in my life that are holding me back from doing the do that I need to do? That's
Yeah.
also known as the gap. Like we know what we need to do, but what's preventing us from doing that? And we have this gap. So how can you
Yeah.
start shrinking the gap? Because we know what we need to do, but then we don't do the do. So what's preventing us from closing
Closing
that
that
gap?
gap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tanisha, I just want to take a moment to I just want to acknowledge our community of Tumbler Ridge and send my love and prayers and to everybody. It's
Mhm.
just a crazy thing that's happened up here in the north. I mean,
Mhm.
of course, being where we are, we're like, oh, nothing like ever bad would ever happen, and you know what? We're nobody's indifferent from what can happen,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's a tragedy.
Agree.
So I just wanted to
It is a
acknowledge that.
tragedy. Yeah. And actually, I've been meaning to say this publicly. I'm really, really, really disgusted by some of the platforms, not platforms. Um, I'm just going to say people for lack of words, but
Yeah.
by making this about all about the shooter.
Yes, I
This
100.
isn't about the shooter. We do
No,
not want to idolize this person, no matter what their gender or ideology or whatever it was. What we need to address is mental illness as a whole, because this person
1,000%.
was mentally ill,
Yeah.
has nothing to do with anything else, and this person
No.
should have had more supports in place. What we need to focus on is A, how can we prevent this in the future? B, let's support the families who are affected, the
Yeah.
victims. Okay. And we need to put our prayers out to those that are in ICU still. That's where our focus needs to be.
And the biggest thing is like there's so much disturbance right now in Canada, and unfortunately, they're not talking about the effect of the victims. It's almost like they're defending the people that are doing this shit, and that's not right. What happened to taking accountability and responsibility for your actions?
Yeah.
You know, nobody deserved. Nobody deserves this, and
No.
you know, um, hey, if you know somebody that needs help, it's it's so uncomfortable, but be uncomfortable and go get them the help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, whatever, get out. Who cares what people think of you? If you see somebody that's in distress or that's not acting right, go find some help for that person, or do what you need to do to make sure that people around them are safe or that person is safe.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be kind, be gentle, but get them help,
Yeah.
because no one in any walk of life should be struggling with that much mental illness
Mm-mm.
that it affects thousands of other lives.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't want to leave on a terrible, sad note, but my heart goes out to this community that's not far from our town. And,
Yeah.
this just send good thoughts and prayers. And if you can, if you're on Facebook and you're aware of it, there is, some GoFundMe set up. If you can,
Yeah. And
donate
if you
20
can't,
bucks.
that's okay too. But
Exactly.
pray for them.
Yep.
Do whatever serves your spiritual background or whatever. Or if you don't want to use GoFundMe, because I do know a lot of people have an issue with GoFundMe,
Yeah.
contact the school or one of the community centers and ask them how you can donate, or ask them what these families may need. Maybe they need maybe they need some groceries because they're freaking expensive and they haven't been able to get out because they're hurting and they're grieving. Send some groceries to their house.
Yeah.
That's a way to donate too.
But most of all, just every time you're saying goodbye, you're dropping off somebody here or just hello, goodbye, just give that extra squeeze, that extra hug.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because we just, we don't know.
We don't know. We never know.
No.
Nope, you're right.
Yeah.
And that it comes right back. So as sad and tragic as that is, I don't want to end on a bad note. So I want
No,
to
me
say,
neither.
that comes back to your vision, to your end game. Don't wait.
Exactly.
Don't
Good
put
point.
it on a bucket list that you're not going to fulfill until you're looking back and you're 82 years old and you're
Yeah.
going,
One day,
I wish I
someday.
could have done that.
Yeah.
Do it now,
Yeah.
because you can't take all this material shit with you. You can't. So
No,
don't worry about it.
exactly.
If you want to go on a vacation, go on a vacation
Yeah.
within your means. If you want to buy a specific watch because it's something that you have always wanted to do, buy the watch.
Yeah.
If you want whatever it is that you want to do, go do it. If there's a specific hike you've been waiting for and you keep pushing it off because, oh man, well, I got to work this week, take the day off. And if you get
Right?
fired, guess what? You can get a new job that probably serves you better and pays you better.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
So
like, got to
do it.
take a few risks,
Yeah,
some risks to make your life the way you want your life to be, and it's not going to be risk free. Just it's
exactly.
not.
It's
So go out and do it. Just do
take
it.
that step, open the door, walk out the door, and go do it.
Yeah.
Build that farm stand. Make sure you build that porch for Mike.
Yes. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
All right, my
Awesome.
girl.
Well, thank you all. And I really appreciate all our viewers and listeners. And as always, I'm going to be spammy and say subscribe and follow because it supports us. And we love to get out there and we want to really foster this prosperity mindset and help more and more people get there as well. So please, as always, subscribe and follow. We love you lots. We're so, so glad that you're here with us and message us, reach out to us. If you want to be on the podcast, we'd love to talk to you.
Yep.
So yeah, reach out.
All right, everybody, have an amazing day, have an amazing week, and persevere through that snow.
Yeah, exactly. All right, bye.
Bye.